Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is the Black Manga Critic. I have returned from my, hiatus. Just, you know, work, man. You know what I mean? It's just work. This like, having a relationship that is healthy. You know what I mean? All these things are things that you got to focus on, right? And YouTube is awesome. It's one of those things that makes me extremely, extremely happy. Y'all make me happy. Reading manga makes me happy. Talking about it makes me extremely happy. So I'm glad I'm back. And of course, I had to start off with The Promised Neverland. I had to start off with The Promised Neverland, of course, because The Promised Neverland is greatness. If you are reading it, if you are caught up, you already know this. If you're not caught up, maybe you don't, but you probably should. If you got to chapter 37, you should already know. You should already know about that Promised Neverland greatness, okay? So this is going to be a pretty quick read through, and then initial thoughts. I switched to initial thoughts because reviews are something that are like not particularly in depth. I think you can maybe do like a quick sort of review, but I don't know if that's like substantial enough for me to call it a review. Because when I started the channel, I used to do like reviews. I would just put out a video that wasn't a live stream where I would talk about how I felt about the chapter, in depth and certain ideas that I wanted to expound upon, right? So that's what I would do at the beginning. Now it's kind of, initial thoughts, how I feel about this one thing or this other thing or whatever. And I do that fairly quickly after I've read the chapter. So again, I'm just going to sort of switch it to initial thoughts about a chapter. And then maybe someone down the line, I'll sort of like review an arc or a few chapters and say like, okay, these 4 chapters, this is how I feel about these 4 chapters, or this is how I feel about these 5 chapters. I might get into that. I might get into that. Those will also be live streams, but I'll be much more prepared in a certain way in terms of like notes on the side, things of that nature. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. All right, The Promised Neverland greatness, y'all. Yeah, my voice is back, man. My voice is back. When my voice is gone, do you understand? Like when your voice is gone, it's one of the worst things. It's just one of the worst things. Like, not one of the worst things, but like it's not great because you're just used to speaking. You're used to being able to do certain things, and when you can't do those certain things, especially when you're like, excuse me, when you're teaching and doing all these things, it sucks. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Something dropped. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We are all okay. All right, we good. All right, so let's get into The Promised Neverland, y'all, because I gotta go pick up some laundry in like 20-something minutes. Okay, and then I gotta go put it in the dryer, and I got stuff to do. Let's get into it. Promised Neverland. Shout out to Dr. Vegapunk for coming through. And also some other people will come through, and that's cool. All right, let's see, because I heard this was a really good chapter. Let's get into it, y'all. No. Why? How? Someone help. Please help me. Over here. Okay, so this is like a flashback. Of course, we know that because of the back, the back panel is black. So you understand that it's a flashback. Last chapter was dope, of course. All right. We owe so much to this man. Oh, man. All right, so we're going back to the present. No, Bayon means to kill Lucas. Yo, Lucas like shot dude's arm off. Oh, get out of here. I'm glad you're okay. I mean, he got stabbed. Look at that. That thing is in his chest. I'm glad you're okay, Lucas. Oliver. Chapter 85 is entitled, What Do I? Ellipses, question mark. All right, so we're back to another area. We killed Bayon. I'm coming, Zach. Yo, they really killed him. Y'all. And I think this is great because I'll talk about it later, initial thoughts. The hand is lodged in. Bruh, that's like when like an arrow pierces someone and like you have to handle that extremely delicately. Otherwise, you basically like kill that person. Like, oh man. We need to operate on him. Nigel, get the spare gauze and antiseptic. I also need light. Got it. You two, can you help me? Yes. Oh, man, let's go. Hang in there, Oliver. Oliver. Oliver? Okay, so she got destroyed. I mean, I remember she got. So she's still alive. Okay, right. Jillian, right? You're awake, Jillian. I don't talk. You shouldn't move either. Pepe was only able to give you emergency treatment. Oliver got injured in the stomach. It was Bayonne. Pepe is heading back to where Zach is. But there's good news too. We killed Bayonne. Huh? There's 2 more minutes. I'm going to Emma. Wait here. I'll end it and come back. Sorry, Nigel, Lucas, everyone. I couldn't. Jillian, it's fine. Don't think about anything. You did well. Oliver, Jillian, I'm going to save the both of you. I promise. Nigel, when necessity arises, do as I told you earlier. I'm counting on you. And make sure to come back alive. Yes, sir. We're short. We are overwhelmingly short on firepower. The original plan had us destroying the 3 groups, and then after that, all of us attacking Lewis. But right now, Jillian and Oliver incapacitated. Probably Zach too. Pepe can't move his right arm. It's impossible. It can't be done without previous strategy. We can't kill Lewis without Oliver or Zach. Is there another plan? A different way? What's going on with Nos and Noma? And Sandy's group? The worst case scenario is that Nos and Noma are still alive and Sandy's group is annihilated. And Nigel and Emma would have to face Lewis, Nos, and Noma on their own. Listen, Nigel, if that happens, that is the last resort. Damn, isn't there a better way? Something? Anything? I can't forgive them. And this is Oliver thinking about the fact that he can't forgive them, the demons. I want to end this hunting ground. Back to Lucas. Think. What should I do? What do I do? If only I had both of my arms. If these legs would move as they did before. Oliver, Jillian, Nigel, everyone. The Promised Neverland. Oh. Yo. There's too much, man. I mean, he destroyed him, yo. Just annihilation, y'all. This is what we expected, right? This is what we're talking about. We were like, yo, they gotta be done. All right? Oh my goodness. What a slaughter, y'all. And the special gun that's just chilling there. And dude's in the back, hiding behind the bushes. But he already knows where you are, man. Oh my goodness. What is in his hand? Oh, that panel though. Just the dude's face. Just destroyed, yo. The Promised Neverland, yo. The Promised Neverland. Woo! The Promised Neverland, y'all. Come on now. Come on now. What's going on? What is up with him? Noma. Okay, so we see what happened. Yo, he just speared through dudes. Well, through Paula's chest. That's Violet. Okay, so Violet's the one hiding, I believe. Yo, Paula. Give back my dearest Noma. Sonia. That's right. There you go. Beat him to a pulp. Yeah. I don't want him to die easily. Of course not. All of them who killed me, take them out. One by one. What is going on? But there's still one hiding, Nos. Yeah, I know, Noma. Yo, I'm not sure if this is like Nos has just gone off the rails, or when he was eating Noma, when he ate Noma's like sort of brains or whatever, they like fuse in a certain way. You know what I mean? Like so her consciousness is in him. That's what I think. That's what I think's happening, because it's like like the whole like him just kind of like, oh, he hears her even though she's gone. To me, that's a little cliche, and I feel like the Promised Neverland like is better than that in some ways. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But if that's the case, then it is what it is. But I think it's more than that. I think it's more than that. There's a very sci-fi element to this manga, And that's something that I feel like is a very sci-fi thing to do. Like, right, like to assimilate something that you've eaten. But also being very old school in a way, in a very like berserker kind of sense. Yeah, I know Noma. What is up with him? Mumbling to himself as if he's talking to Noma. Where are you? Could he have? No way. He didn't absorb Noma by eating her, did he? Yo, see what I'm talking about, man. Sci-fi, y'all. It's good stuff. And he's gotten stronger too because he's angry or because he ate her. We were supposed to be able to kill him. Yo, this dude is getting destroyed. Yo, I don't. But come on, Pasuka, why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do the children like that? Oh. You better come out, or they're going to die. Damn it, that bastard. Shoom. I need to do something. Anything. I have to take action here. I have to kill him. But how? If I try to shoot him, he'll know my location. There's no time to retreat. Sandy and the others will get killed. Damn. What in the world do I do? Huh? Emma? No, it's not her. Who is this? It's not the usual hunt. Or did it change in the last 13 years? What's going on? Explain the situation quickly. Let's go, my boy Ray. Let's go. Oh, yo, I was like, she gonna die. She gonna die. She gonna die. Yo, I was so worried for this girl. Oh my goodness. Come on, y'all. Oh man, it's too much, man. It's too much. Oh my goodness. What's going on, Reptar? What's going on, Key? What's going on, Tony? Yo, what a chapter, y'all. My boy Ray, though, and I call him Teacup Guy. You call him Nameless Man, whatever. But in the clutch, that was like LeBron versus the Raptors in the clutch, man. Just off the glass, one foot, like, man, that was awesome. Right? I was like, yo, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be biased. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen there. I fear for my daughter, y'all. I fear for Emma. I fear for this girl. I do. Like, yo, I don't know what's gonna happen there, but we're gonna see some things, right? Like, because Emma's been through a lot, but I think there's a way in which the Promised Neverland has done a great job at showcasing just how like resourceful and strong-willed Emma is, right? And so everything that she's been through has clearly affected her and everything like that. But I think that whatever's coming next in terms of like her facing Lewis and everything like that, whatever happens there, if that's her by herself for a while, it's gonna stay with her. You know what I mean? In a very particular way. Kind of reminds me of like, remember like when if you watch Legend of Korra, when Korra went against Zahir, and yeah, like Korra came through Avatar State, beat down Zahir after a certain point, but like Zahir really like, really tortured her. You know what I mean? And that like permeated throughout the rest of the series. Like that was something that she was working on in that last season. So similar things I think might happen when it comes to Lewis and Emma, and in one way that's why I feel like Lewis is going to be sort of a recurring character, and I don't think he's going to die here. But man, this chapter was dope, man. This was like a dope chapter because I wasn't expecting Ray to pop up at all. I wasn't expecting Tika to pop up at all in that situation, and the fact that Noma and Nos are like one being is like. Oh man, right? And Lucas was just like, yo, the worst situation would be if Nos and Noma were still alive. And all the kids were dead. Oh my goodness. Right? And then Emma and like I guess Nigel will like have to like face off against lose by themselves. Oh my goodness, man. Oh boy. Oh boy. But I will say Gnosis is dead now, right? Like Gnosis, he's gonna die. You ain't coming against both Teacup Guy and Ray and Violet. Sorry, it's not in the cards for you, Gnosis. Like you that panel was dope. That was a super dope panel. Gnosis was looking real cool, super awesome, everything like that. But he dead. Gnosis is dead. Right now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they even go by gender or anything, gender pronouns or anything like that. But Gnosis is dead. He won't die. Sorry. Not in the cards for him to survive, y'all. Nah. All right. Dragonite, yo. Welcome. This was such a dope chapter, y'all. I got like 8 minutes to talk about stuff. Man, initial thoughts, y'all. Initial thoughts. This chapter was fantastic, and it was great because it's exactly what you expect from Promised Neverland, and it revels in like that very like classic sort of manga, right? Like comic book thing, right? Where like turning a page is really right. Those like those pages that come after like the page turn panels, those are critical for comics, period, right? And manga and whatever. They're critical. So I'm glad that they're back. Because I think in some instances, they weren't there in the same way. At the beginning, you had a lot of like really intense kind of like, like horrifying sort of panels and really like scary sort of panels and stuff like that, and like shocking panels. And for a while, it was like shocking, but it wasn't in this way. It was more like reveals and stuff like that. This is like just a slaughter, man. And the little panels, like what I love is like Pasuko manages to have like, here's a tiny little panel. But in that tiny panel is just one of the most gruesome things that you will find in this manga, where just that person's face, I can't remember who it was, but the person's face is just in Gnosis' hand, and just like being to a pulp, man. Oh my goodness. Yo, I'm so glad Violet's okay. I was like, yo, I was panicking for her. I really was. I was like, yo, what's gonna happen right now? Is it gonna go there? Is it gonna go to this next level? Like, are they gonna like have Gnosis like just destroy Violet in front? Oh man. Yeah, it was cool because and that's what I think is dope. Like, it's a very realistic thing, right? Where Violet is in such like a panic and fear mode that when she turns around and notes that someone's there to help her, she immediately assumes that it's the person that she, I guess, feel like she can depend upon, really. You know what I mean? Because Emma has shown herself to be that, but then it was Ray, and like that's so dope. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yes, Ray and Emma are different in a lot of ways, but they're both in that like same sort of sphere in terms of like they value their friends fiercely. They go in, right? They get it in when it comes to like defending their own, and protecting people generally. You know what I mean? So I thought that was dope. And I love what's going on now because I'm like, Ray is finally returned. You know what I mean? He's in the narrative. He's back. Ray's on Ray. You know what I mean? Ray is going to Ray, right? That's what's going to happen. So, you know what I mean? It's really awesome. So I'm looking forward to the next chapter because I need more, man. I need more of this Promised Neverland greatness, y'all. You already know I'm gonna get volume 3 at some point and volume 4 at some point. I only have the first 2 volumes right now, but because I try not to like buy like a ton of like manga and my comics and stuff like that all in one place. I've been a lot better about that. But I'm gonna get volume 3 and 4 very soon. All right, I gotta own them. Okay. Yeah, yo, it's gonna be so dope. Ray's going Ray. Okay, that should be a meme. You already know Ray is going Ray. All right. So what I also loved about this chapter was like, this is what we expect, right? We expect this like very this gruesome, intense. You know what I mean? It's very gruesome. It's very intense. I think realistic in a lot of ways, right? Just slaughter and stuff like that. And that's not to say that like you want that to happen, but I think when it does happen and when it is depicted, there's a way in which like you just have to appreciate Fusuka. You have to appreciate her in that way, and you have to appreciate Shirai too because he's writing these narratives and he's writing these moments right into the plot, into the story, right? So you have to appreciate that stuff. It's just super dope because you're like, this is what we're talking about. This is the stuff that we expect to see. We don't expect demons to be like, oh, but they're poor children. Like that's not how this is working here. Right? This isn't humans versus children. And even then, you know, there are narratives out there, right? There are stories out there where humans are extremely violent when it comes to like their treatment of children and abuse and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So this is like, yeah, right? Of course he's gonna slaughter them all because they killed his loved one, right? So I think he really did because, or at least like not like the entire body or anything like that, but I think that like the way that they were depicted, right? It was sort of like trying to think. It's sort of like, you know, when you have like twins that are depicted in like sci-fi, fantasy, stuff like that, and there's like this like sort of link between them. And I think with them, like to me, that's why like it makes sense that like it's not necessarily that they absorbed he absorbed like the whole body or anything like that. But I think that that's sort of a way in which like they stay connected. You know what I mean? So like even through death, like she's still around. You know? Because like and for me, like I think like it's a little bit too cliche. I'm like, yeah, okay, like you know, he just lost it and she's still around, like, and he's gone the same. But like I feel like this is more interesting because because it's sort of like, okay, maybe there's a species of demon that has that ability. You know what I mean? And maybe they were, and I think at some point they might have actually been born. Either they were born of they might have been born of like the same like whatchamacallit, the same I don't know, like embryo, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean? And then they sort of split, you know? Yeah. Some, you know, my family just like drop something. It's fine. It's not a big, it's a war. That's cool, man. It's cool. Everything's good. But this is such a dope chapter. I mean, and what I also love, like again, right? Like it's like Dragon I mentioned, like it was like a fork actually fell. But it was like yo, 10 minutes are almost up, right? Like Dragon said, 10 minutes are almost up. So we gotta make the moves. Give me a sec. I just gotta make sure when my alarm goes off. Because I'm gonna have to head down in a little bit. I just gotta, you know, make sure I stop it. But yo, Ray though, the boy Ray. All right. Ray's here. All right, but like Emma's basically by herself. I mean, like she ain't got nobody. Yo, DJ, what's up, man? She ain't got nobody. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the name has to be important because I think like I don't understand the point of keeping it a secret. You know, I feel like it has to be important in some way. Gotta be. If it's not, it'd be like, what's the point of that? What's the point of keeping his name? What's the point of keeping him nameless? You know what I mean? What's the point of that? So I think that name has to be important in some way. It might be related to somebody or whatever. Or it might be a product that was particularly, you know, on like a high grade in the same way that Emma and Norman and Ray are. You know what I mean? So, you know, I haven't read the official translation. I'm not sure. Actually, I can check it out right now quickly. Let me do that real quick, and then I'm gonna head down and pick up move my laundry. But yeah, let me see something. Let's go to One Piece. You know, because I already read it, so. Yeah, he's still a captain. It's Navy HQ Captain Kobe. So he's still a captain. which is like, again, to me, that's like the ranks don't mean too much to me. Like they mean like outside of like, when if you're like a vice admiral or admiral, or like if you're admiral up, it's like, whoa. If you're vice admiral, then I know that there's some things that like clearly you can do, because vice admirals all have to be able to use like hockey, right? I believe. So there's certain things that you got to be able to do. So captain, so he's a captain, but I feel like he's like, in terms of like battle strength and battle prowess, he's like far above like the average captain. I you know what I mean? Like I think it's very clear. So because of his relationship with Luffy and stuff like that. In terms of like the growth and the sort of like the parallels in that, right? So yeah, he's still a captain. But it's something off my back because he's still cool. Kobe's still my guy. I love Kobe to death. Kobe's one of my I fanboy over Kobe and Jinbei. All right, so that's what it is. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, how strong is the yeah, I don't know. I don't know who this guy. I don't know who Teacup guy is. I'm not sure, right? But yo. All right, so those are my initial thoughts. Okay, there are and then the whole thing with Oliver and Lucas and everything like that. Again, very sort of realistic. Lucas sort of making sure that he's doing the leader thing, keeping people calm, but inside he's like, yo, things are not good. They just are not good right now. And things are very close to the worst case scenario. You know what I mean? So, so what's going to happen now, right? And I think in a lot of ways, right, we know that Lewis, I think for me, Lewis will not die. He's not going to die. He'll get away. Maybe he might get hurt a bit, but I don't think he'll die. They might incapacitate him in some way, but I don't think he'll I don't think he'll die or anything like that. I think he's going to be a character that will recur. Emma will have to face him again at some point. And this time, I mean, she'll get curb time. She will. I think that's what's going to happen, and I think that's going to stay with her. Yeah, you know what I mean. To me, he's got that vibe. I think Lewis is very much so based off of like Hisoka in a lot of ways. Like he's got a similar vibe, a similar sort of mentality towards battle, towards people, towards living things, very about himself. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that, right? Letting people live so that they can like grow stronger. And right, very much so a character out of like the vein of like a Togashi or something like Yoshihiro Togashi. You know what I mean? Because you had something like that with Yu Yu Hakusho and Toguro, but they were different characters, right? Toguro was like very complex and had like different things going on. But I think Lewis is much more linked to sort of Hisoka than Toguro, even though there are a couple of similar things, right? In their like love of battle and wanting to find an individual that can give them a challenge, and make sure that individual stays alive and grows stronger and everything like that, right? Until that like fated day or whatever. That's not to say that Toguro or Hisoka are the only characters ever that have been like that, but it's just to say that like for me, and when it comes to Weekly Shonen Jump and stuff like that, those are the two that I remember distinctly because they're just great characters. All right, so I'm the Black Manga Critic, y'all. I gotta go do this laundry. Okay, I gotta make sure I get it done. I got some stuff to do. All right, I would like to react to some manga. Maybe I'll react to Shokugeki because I really want to react to that. I think I might react to that once I come back upstairs, and put stuff in the dryer. Okay, but I'm the Black Manga Critic, y'all. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna react to that Shokugeki no Soma greatness because I gotta see what's happening. We're in an amazing place when it comes to Shokugeki no Soma, y'all. Shouts out to Dragonite for coming through. Shouts out to Key for coming through. Shouts out to Reptar for coming through. Shouts out to Shotty to Your Body for coming through. Shouts out to DJ on 17 for coming through. Shouts out to Dr. Vegapunk for being the first one to come through. And Tony the Prophecy, of course. You know what I mean? Shout out to all y'all for coming through. This is a dope stream. I'm so glad to be back and streaming and being in the rhythm and trying to get back into the rhythm of things. I have so many other manga that I have to get back to reading. You know what I mean? I got to get back to that greatness, y'all. Okay, so later on, Shokugeki no Soma greatness. And then tomorrow I'll probably react to like My Hero and some other manga if I have the time. All right? I'm the Black Manga Critic, y'all. All right? And I'm out.